All right. Well, when the sun from beyond the black, automated, under this light show with 3 polarises, which is definitely not outer space. Light doesn't come from outer space either. Damn. Alright, so when we start asking ourselves real questions and we think about it for ourselves, none of the shit that they taught us makes any sense at all. It's like a design made to confuse the mind and cube the way the brain processes the information. So the brain is helpless. It's left helpless. It doesn't want to figure out what the government inner workings are. It doesn't want to figure out your straw man. It doesn't want to to question authority because it's so much to think about. It's just too much to do. Well, part of that problem is because you have a pineal gland that sits within a giant gaping open space that's super tiny, that's atrophied, that's completely calcified in such a way. Let me just go ahead and draw what it looks like. So your pineal gland is kind of like this, calcified in the front, where all of the interconnections comes from outside the front of the head. So that's like your nose, and this is your other 2 eyes, and this is like your cheeks under here. Now up in there inside your head, this pineal gland wants to send out all kinds of waves, and it wants to send out all kinds of energy and all kinds of telekinetic electromagnetic fields for you to control. But it has been calcified in such a way and almost eaten away in such a way. If you Google pineal gland calcified, you will see something that kind of looks like this. So the pineal gland is nice and healthy in most stages and in most parts of the pineal gland, but then once it gets in the area where it counts, where it operates, where it functions, where it sends out these waves, it has been calcified in the front of it. Now, if you look at the healthy parts of the pineal, you will see that it's robust and is sitting outside of this calcification space. Okay, just to detail it a little bit more, it's like a giant organ or gland, and it has what appears to be like an ice cap on that motherfucker, and it's eaten into it, like it eats into the membrane of the pineal gland just to latch onto it. And you can see from whatever else is exposed has continued to slightly grow beyond this calcification, which is hindering it and closing it and keeping it small within this big ass gaping space in your brain. Now, by the time you're a full grown man, this pineal gland should fill up this hollow space, making a full complete brain. This is the librarian to your brain. A lot of the straw people and a lot of the slaves are asleep because the librarian, the nucleus, the center part of their brain is asleep. Now, if your brain is asleep at the wheel, your 2 eyes will always be deceived. This one can never be deceived. It sees fake news from a mile away. It sees bullshit presidencies. It sees, it will spot the flea on the back of a lying dog from a mile away. I'm telling you, this motherfucker sees everything. It cannot be swayed. It also sees all the subconscious programming on your television that is seen only through this and avoided by this and overlooked by this. So this thing sees everything. This motherfucker is connected to the earth. It's connected to the creator. It sees everything. It speaks its own language. It has its own telepathic ability to speak its own language and its own form of communication, which is being completely shut off from the human slave. All right, so you bring this light in. Everyone is questioning this light. Everyone wants to question it, but I'm telling you, this thing is good. This light, the creator saw it was good. I'm telling you from firsthand knowledge, this motherfucking light is the best thing. The sky's the limit. There's nothing new under the sun, and this thing is the best thing under its own self. All of these waves and everything that comes out from underneath the sun is good for you. It waters this place. It replenishes this place. It gives it unspeakable nutrients that allows it to grow and grow big ass fucking trees in this bitch. I mean, it is everything. All right, the tool of the Creator to replenish our souls, so to speak. All right, so when this light gets into it, it clears out, firstly, an unspeakable amount of fascia and free radicals that is on the eyeball. Let's check it out. The eyeball, all right, and the pineal gland, which also has a cone like an eyeball too as well, has a cone in it, and it can blink, and you feel whatever organism inside of here is got some kind of lid inside of it, because every time I stare into the sun, I blink these two eyes, this motherfucker blinks too. And it creates an expanse, a heaviness inside of the head from looking into this. What you would suppose is that these will be burning and hot and all this shit. I'm telling you, it is not the case. It is only clearing out fascia and plastic buildup. If you wear contacts, it's doing it. It's seeping this plastic residue in all the right places. No wonder they're not glass anymore. Because when you put this over your eyeball, it's seeping all that nasty plastic into your eyeball. Boom. And the sun directly burns all that out and clears it out to where there is a clear pathway into the pineal gland. So you're sending in electromagnetic frequencies and waves and color spectrums and nutrients and vitamin D and everything else into this motherfucker is being blocked by the free radicals and the soaps and the estrogens and everything that you consume on a regular basis. The fluoride showers, all that shit. It's all inside of your brain. It's all inside of your head, and it's all congested in this tight area. It knows where to go. This is biochemical warfare. This is something that is so sophisticated that it goes beyond, it goes beyond the understanding of regular modern science. You got a chemical that knows, it's a smart chemical, firstly, and you ingest it, and it goes to the areas where it's required to be. I mean, come on. How come I don't have calcificated bone masses in my fucking skull? How come when I chew, none of this shit's calcified? Oh, this shit's all perfectly fine. I don't have a bunch of calcium build up all in my face and shit, and my shit's not all swollen out with big ass bone fragments all grown inside of my fucking goddamn face. No, it goes straight to the pineal gland. It doesn't go to your elbow. It doesn't go to your elbow where these bones could be atrophied and, well, muscles can only be atrophied, but you get my point. You imagine like fluoride that was not smart enough to go straight to the brain. This motherfucking shit would be everywhere, all in your bones. You wouldn't even be able to bend your fingers, because this shit would just build up everywhere. It would just be all up in your shit. But no, it does not do that. It goes straight to the brain. Only in terra firma. Only in a place that had giant machines before ancient times. That would only fabricate the understanding of an ancient history in order to hide the fact that we were actually been technical. I'm really excited when I do that. I start to stumble over my words, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're dealing with technology before technology, before an understandable, fathomable, technological time that slaves could have ever been aware of. We are completely living in a world that has been completely fabricated to the point to where we are seeing a mere resemblance, a watered down, like when they have guns that shoot lasers and shit that makes a person dematerialize underground in a government facility being tested right now. We are receiving smartphones. That's it right there. We get the new smartphone technology because we're so technologically advanced. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. All right, so this color spectrum, this light is not gonna fucking hurt you. It's not gonna fucking hurt you. Stop listening to all the bullshit. They don't want you to do this because this makes this work. It goes straight in there, and instead of what people would assume it to be burning up their eyes, which is not happening, it is burning out the fascia and all the bullshit that is in your head that is keeping you from receiving this straight to the canal. That's why it strains. That's why you have a weird eye strain or any of that stuff. You got to clear that shit out so when you receive this light, it feels good. It is supposed to feel orgasmic inside of your head, man. It is supposed to feel good as shit. I'm so addicted to the fucking sun, it's not even funny. When I miss the sun, I get really fucking mad about it, dude. It's like, it's the only drug that you can receive that's actually good for you. And your body knows it's good. It wants more. It starts off straining. You're just like, man, this shit is fucking bothering me, and I can't deal with it. I can't deal with all this goddamn sun, man. It's just, my what will I ever do about my sun head, about my headache or my migraine or whatever? It is actually clearing out all of this, and it gets to a point to where people who have headaches or an eye strain from looking into the sun, they will start to realize that the sun will actually start to cure your headaches. You know, if I drink, I'd go out and drink some alcohol. I got a lot of fluoride deposits and all kinds of crap in there. And I need to stay on a sun regimen to clear out all of this bullshit. This isn't being caused by the sun. This is being caused by a chemical imbalance, free radicals, plastics, estrogens, fluorides, calcification is why you're having this problem. All right? I have a buddy who, a fan or a friend or acquaintance who's watching the channel, and this person is seeing blue. That is a psychic ability. Anything that you see after you look into the sun, whether it be like a red print of the sun or a blue print of something, that is your psychic ability. That is you seeing something in another sense after the fact. So if you had this natural ongoing psychic ability naturally, you would probably look at this image here, and you would look away from this image, and you would see a red outline in your vision, or the imprint would be there. You would be able to see it. You may actually be able to render and draw this from your own mind. Now, artistic ability is part of your natural psychic ability. Most people would be able to render things on their own without having an artistic skill. If you want me to prove it, there's a girl who cries glass who's been seen. It's basically silica deposits that build up in her eye, and then she can shoot out these deposits. It looks like she's crying glass. They say the firmament, is made of this same silica material. So humans have a lot of silica in their bodies. There's another woman who, she's one of the exceptions. She's probably had a fluoride diet when she was growing up. But for some strange reason, whenever she blindfolds these two eyes, she can create perfect renderings from another image using her pineal gland. And she can do perfect renderings, just as perfect as this. But it actually follows it, the contours, everything, to the point to where it is an exact replica. So that's not an artistic skill. It is a psychic ability that is being given to us. It is a natural human ability. So, unlock these abilities. Unlock the secrets and unlock the unknown of what the human brain is capable of, because we're clearly being lied to in epic proportions. On many levels, you're being lied to on a regular basis. So, again, people say, oh, the 12 p.m. sun, it'll burn out your eyes. That shit is not true, man. They said that shit is the most high light. It is the most powerful light. It is the most electromagnifying, fascia clearing, color spectrum enabling light at its most peak prime, and it is the best time to look at it. I look at it at 12 p.m. all the time. I've done it for 3 hours. Yes, it allows me to see color spectrums and colors coming off of fucking human beings like goddamn mood rings. I was walking down the street after seeing the sun for about 3 hours, and blue and purple was coming out of people's heads. I was looking at inanimate objects. I was able to move them with my pineal, and those inanimate objects would secrete a color spectrum as I was moving them. So whatever my chi was going into these objects and emitting a colorful spectrum of whatever electromagnetic field that I bestowed within the object, man. It's absolutely fucking amazing. And no one knows anything about any of this shit. So the beginning of that process to unlock these psychic abilities would be to stare into the sun, to get yourself grounded with the earth. If you look at Aang from Avatar, he's got an arrow pointing right to this fucker. And he's got arrows pointing down to the feet and hands. And these are the sponges. These are the things that absorb this energy. So, as you see there, these are the things that emit the same electromagnetic frequencies that come out of the sun. You become one with the sun itself. You become one with the earth. So do yourself a favor. Become one with the earth. Become one with the sun. Look into your natural abilities. Look into what this world has to offer for you. You owe it to yourself. Stay awake.